Morning guys, welcome to DevOps with AWS sessions. All are getting my screen and voice. Please confirm in chat box. Hello, good morning to all. Please respond in chat box guys. All are getting my screen and voice. Is my voice is audible? Hello. So can anyone confirm please? Is my voice is audible or not? Thank you. Thanks for confirmation. Right guys, today we are going to start new batch for DevOps with AWS. At first I will give brief introduction myself Raju guys. That I'm having 10 plus years of working experience. Currently I'm working as a senior technical specialist.
Recording in progress.
Currently I'm working as a senior technical specialist in one MNC company guys. Right, apart this working experience, I have 7 plus years of training experience also. Right, so in my current project guys, I'm a senior technical specialist, not only DevOps engineers guys. In my project from beginning to end, everything is taken care by myself only. Development, DevOps, AWS, everything is taken care by myself only guys. I'm the full stack developer, not only DevOps engineer guys. In my project, complete development, DevOps, AWS, everything is taken care by myself only. So because of that, I can able to explain all the DevOps tools and all the AWS services with the practical scenarios, with internals guys. Suppose if you guys are attend, right, so attend for the sessions, whoever giving only DevOps, whoever working at only DevOps side guys, so they can't able to provide internals guys. They only knows only DevOps, up to DevOps only they know. But here I am working at the development side also. Right, once a project is started, right, how we will implement the code, how we will upload the code into the GitHub repository, everything with the internals. Why? Because In DevOps, right, most of the tools are developed by using Java and Python, these programming languages only. So here I can able to handle Java and Python both. I can able to handle Java and Python both. So because of that, right, whatever the tools we have in the DevOps, those tools with internals, internally how those tools are working, right, everything I can able to explain in detail with the practical scenarios, guys. That is the advantage, right, if you attend this course, right? So whoever working, right, for who are working as right, complete end to end, guys. Here I am working end to end. Development I am only taking care. DevOps related stuff I am only taking care. AWS I am only taking care in my current project. See here in my current project, technology stack which I am using in my project. What I am using in my project, guys? Here I am using Java, Spring Boot, microservices, Java, Spring Boot, microservices, Angular I'm using, right, here I'm using DevOps, AWS, etc. So all these things I am using in my current project. So I can able to deliver everything in detail with the practical scenarios, guys. Okay, so this is brief about myself. Myself Raju, I have 10 plus years of working experience. Currently I am working as a senior technical specialist. I have 7 plus years of training experience also. In my current project, what technologies I'm using, guys? All these things I'm using: Java, Spring Boot, microservices, Angular, DevOps, AWS, and etc. All these things I'm using in my current project, guys. This is brief about myself, guys. Fine, guys. Apart from this, if you guys want understand, if you guys want to attend for this DevOps with AWS course, what are the prerequisites? What we need to know? See, guys, if you guys want to attend for the Java classes, first you guys should have some basic knowledge on the programming. Without having basic knowledge on the programming, you guys can't able to understand these Java sessions. Right. At the same time, if you want to attend for this DevOps with AWS classes, right, is there any prerequisites, guys? Same way, to understand for this DevOps with AWS, is there any prerequisites? Yes. Here, to attend for this DevOps with AWS classes, the required prerequisites are basic knowledge on Linux, guys. Basic knowledge on Linux commands. What prerequisites are there, guys? Basic knowledge on Linux. Right. Is it mandatory, guys? Is it mandatory? Even if you guys don't know Linux also, no problem, I will take care. Here I am going to cover Linux also, right, up to where we required for our DevOps with AWS sessions. Up to that level I will cover Linux also at here. You guys no need to worry, right? Basic knowledge of Linux is required. Even if you guys don't have this Linux knowledge also, no problem, I will take care, right? If you have, it's good to have, guys, just good to have. Even if you don't know also, no problem. What are the prerequisites to attend for this course, guys? Just a basic knowledge on Linux. This is not mandatory, guys. Even if you guys don't know, I will handle that, no problem. See, guys, coming to course content. Coming to course content, what we are going to learn, guys, before attending for any sessions, not only for DevOps with AWS, guys, before going to learn any course, first you guys should have strong understanding, strong knowledge on the course content, guys. First you guys need to go through that course content couple of times. You guys should know what you guys are going to learn, what concepts you guys are going to learn. right? So is these concepts are going to helpful in the future or not? So those are things you guys should know, guys. Those things are very, very important to understand. So that's why first concentrate on the course content what we are going to discuss, right? And compare the course content with other institute course contents also, guys, right? We are going to provide huge course content compare with other institutes. See, guys, what we are going to cover at here, right? Here, right, I am going to divide our course content into 7 parts, guys. I'm going to divide our course content into 7 parts. Right, what I'm going to discuss, guys, what I'm going to cover. See, guys, here first I'm going to give part 1. As a part 1, I'm going to discuss introduction of the DevOps. Introduction of the DevOps I'm going to discuss. Part 1, introduction of the DevOps I am going to discuss, guys. Right, in introduction part, what I will discuss, guys, what is DevOps, why DevOps is required, what is the software development life cycle, right? What methodologies are available in software development life cycle, what is waterfall methodology, what is agile methodology, what is the difference between waterfall and agile methodology, right? Everything we are going to discuss in introduction part, guys. Right, part 1 we are going to discuss introduction of the DevOps. Here only you guys are going to get complete picture, right, where DevOps is involved in the projects, guys. Where exactly DevOps will come into the picture in the project, you guys here only will get to know. Right, first part 1 we are going to discuss introduction of the DevOps. Next, guys, part 2, right, part 2, right, we are going to discuss Linux with shell scripting. Linux with shell scripting, guys. Part 2 we are going to discuss Linux with shell scripting. Here what we are going to discuss, guys, here we are going to discuss what is operating system, what is Windows operating system, what is Linux operating system, right? What are the different distributions are available in Linux operating system, right? Frequently used commands in the Linux, guys. We are going to understand Linux commands. Right, once Linux commands are completed, I will discuss about the shell scripting also. See, guys, part 1 we are going to discuss introduction of the DevOps. Part 2 we are going to discuss Linux with shell scripting. Right, part 3 I am going to discuss DevOps tools. DevOps tools I am going to discuss it here. Right, here how many DevOps tools we are going to learn, guys? 15 plus DevOps tools we are going to learn. 15 plus tools we are going to learn at here. What tools we are going to learn, I will note it down. Please give me some time. Right, part 3 we are going to discuss DevOps tools. How many tools we are going to learn? 15 plus DevOps tools we are going to understand practically with real-time scenarios. Right, next, part 4, AWS services, AWS cloud we are going to discuss. Right, here AWS is providing 200 plus services, guys. Right, AWS cloud is providing 200 plus services. Right, is it required to learn all those 200 plus services? Is it required to learn all those 200 plus services? No, guys. No. Based on the requirement, people will choose some of the services in that 200, guys. Out of 200, people will select some of the services only based on the requirement. See, here in AWS cloud, we are going to discuss 20 plus services, guys. 20 plus services we are going to discuss. Guys, if you attend in any other institutes for AWS with DevOps with AWS, right, DevOps, they will cover all the tools, guys. Almost they will cover all the tools in DevOps. Coming to AWS, they will cover, right, important 4 to 5 services only. important 4 to 5 services only they will cover, guys. But here we are going to discuss 20 plus services. Even if you guys are attended only for AWS sessions, forget about the DevOps. I want to learn only DevOps. They will tell, right, 2 months or 3 months it will take. In that 2 months, how many services they will cover, guys? 12 to 15 services or 15 services they will cover. Max 12 to 15 services they will cover, guys. But here you guys are joining as a DevOps with AWS. Right, you guys are joining for DevOps with AWS. Right, in this DevOps with AWS, right, we are going to cover 20 plus AWS services. Even if you join only for AWS also, you are not going to get 20 plus services, guys. But here we are going to cover top 20 plus AWS services, guys. See, guys, observe carefully. For part 1, we are going to discuss introduction of the DevOps. Part 2, we are going to discuss Linux with shell scripting. Part 3, we are going to discuss DevOps tools. Part 4, we are going to discuss AWS Cloud. Right. Once this AWS is completed, part 5. So we are going to discuss real-time projects, guys. Real-time projects. This is very, very important, guys. Part 5 is very, very important. Right here in my company, in my project, how I am set up the infrastructure. How I am setting up the infrastructure for deploying the projects. Right, end to end, I am going to show you guys. In front of you guys only, I am going to set up everything end to end. Right, all the DevOps tools what we learned, all the AWS services what we are learned, right, everything I'm going to see practically, guys, with real-time project, in the form of real-time project, guys. Here whatever I'm going to explain, same thing you guys can put in your resumes and you guys can explain in the interviews also. If you guys are attend for this real-time project, right, in the companies you guys can behave like 3 to 4 years experience candidates in DevOps and AWS, guys. Right, how much confidence you guys will get if you attend for this real-time project? 3 to 4 years experience people, how much confidently they will work in the companies. Same confidence you guys also will get if you attend for this real-time project. Why? Because here I am going to show you complete setup. As a DevOps engineers, what you guys are need to do in the companies, that entire thing end to end I am going to show you guys. Understood, guys? So next, after this real-time projects, as a part 6, I'm going to discuss Python scripting also. Python scripting, guys, if you go to any institute for DevOps with AWS, they will cover Linux and shell scripting, guys. I will agree for that. They will cover Linux with shell scripting, but they won't cover Python scripting. No one is discussing Python scripting, guys. But in interviews, they are asking, do you have knowledge on the Python scripting? Do you have knowledge on the Python scripting? They are asking. Right here, I am not going to teach entire Python, guys. For our DevOps with AWS course, how much Python scripting is required, up to that level, I am going to discuss it here. Up to that level, first initially basics I will provide, right, how to write the conditions, how to write the loops, how to write the classes, how to create the objects, how to access the class members by using objects, that everything, that basics, everything I will discuss. After that, right, whatever the we have some of the things, guys, we have some of the activities. Those activities we can't able to perform by using DevOps commands, guys. Right? We don't have specific commands to perform those activities. Such kind of activities we can perform by writing small scripts, guys. Such kind of activities we can perform by writing small script, guys. Guys, here I am not telling, if you guys want to get the job as a DevOps engineers, Python scripting is mandatory. I'm not telling like that. I'm not telling like that, guys. Without having Python scripting also, you guys will get the job. But here, some of the companies are expecting Python scripting also. If you guys put Python scripting in your resume, automatically some weightage will be increased. So that's why I'm going to cover Python scripting also. See, best example I will give, guys. See, I have created 100 jobs in Jenkins, guys. I have created 100 jobs in Jenkins. If you want to delete those 100 jobs, how you guys will delete one by job, one by one, one by one, one by one? You will go to Jenkins dashboard. In the Jenkins dashboard, you guys can able to see all the available jobs. Right, one by one, you guys need to delete. But we don't have proper command. We don't have specific command to delete all the jobs at a time. But here, what I will do, just I will write 4 lines of the Python script. 4 to 5 lines of the Python script I will write. With that, all 100 jobs I will delete in single shot. Okay, in Docker, I have 100 containers are there. In that 100 containers, 20 containers are related to Tomcat. 20 containers are related to HTTPD. 20 containers are related to Nginx. Like that we have, guys. That in Docker, we have a command to delete specific container. We have a command to delete a specific container. At the same time, we have a command to delete all the containers which are available. All 100 containers also we can delete. But we don't have any specific command to delete only 20 Tomcat containers, to delete only 20 Nginx containers, to delete only 20 HTTPD containers. We don't have any command. So I can write a small Python script to delete only 20 Tomcat containers. I can write Python script to delete only 20 HTTPD containers, guys. Whatever the activities we can't able to perform by using these DevOps commands, right? So we can perform by using Python script, guys. That's why you guys should have basic knowledge on scripting also, guys. Okay. Next, as part 7, what we are going to discuss, guys, as part 7, right, interview guide. I will provide some interview guide, guys, right, plus resume preparation. Resume preparation, guys. Guys, I have so many resumes in my laptop. Right, in my company I will take the interviews, right? That's why I have so many resumes in my laptop, guys. Right, if you guys want, I will share resumes, no problem. But right, they will mention only few of the things only in that resume, guys. They will mention only few of the things. They won't mention all 15 plus tools. They won't mention all 20 plus services. But here we are learning more than that, guys. What they mentioned in the resumes, we are learning more than that. So that's why we need to prepare the resume properly. We need to prepare the resume properly, guys. Whatever we are learning in our sessions, everything we need to mention in the resume in proper manner, guys. In proper manner, where we used these services, where we used these tools, everything we need to mention properly in the resumes. Right, just right, if you guys want, I will share some of the resumes. What you guys will need to do, just to change the name, right, change the mail ID, change the mobile number. That's it, guys. But I'm not going to do like that, guys. I will take 2 to 2.5 hours session, right, just only for resume preparation. Here I'm going to show how to put all 15 plus tools, how to put all 20 plus services, how to put Linux with shell scripting, how to put Python scripting. Everything we need to mention in the resume. Whatever we are learning in our sessions, everything we need to mention in the resume. So that's why I'm going to take separate session for the resume preparation. Here 2 hours I'm going to take this session to explain all these things, guys. Okay. So this is the course content which I'm going to discuss in our sessions, guys. See, first course content is very important, guys. The entire course I have divided into 7 parts. First part, introduction of the DevOps, we are going to discuss. Second part, Linux with shell scripting, we are going to discuss. Third part, DevOps tools, we are going to discuss. Fourth part, AWS cloud, we are going to discuss. Fifth part, real-time projects, we are going to discuss. Sixth, Python scripting, we are going to discuss. Seventh, interview guide and resume preparation. Have you looked into this course content, guys? Have you looked into these 7 parts what we are going to discuss? Right, guys? Very good. Fine. See, guys. So in part one, what we are going to discuss, guys, I think most of the people are joined late. Guys, observe carefully. So this is brief introduction about myself, guys. Myself, Raju. I have 10 plus years of working experience. Currently, I am working as a senior technical specialist, guys. Right. I have 7 plus years of training experience also. Guys, I'm not only working at the DevOps and AWS side. In my company, right, I'm working as a senior technical specialist. Right, I will take care complete development also in my project, guys. From end to end, everything I'm only taking care in my project. I'm the full stack developer, guys. I'm the full stack developer. So because that is one of the advantage, guys. That is one of the advantage. See here inside the DevOps, whatever the tools are available, most of the tools are implemented by using Java and Python. So here I can able to handle both, guys. Java and Python I can able to handle. So that's why each and every tool I can able to discuss with internals. With internals, guys. Internally how those tools are working. Right. Each and everything I can able to discuss with internals, guys. Right. For every tool, for every AWS service, I can able to provide the real-time scenarios. Why? Because right in my current project, right, I am working as a developer, I am working as DevOps engineer, everything I am only taking care. So that's why right in detail I can able to provide. In detail I can able to provide, guys. Okay, see in my current project what technologies I'm using: Java I'm using, Spring Boot I'm using, microservices I'm using, Angular I'm using, DevOps I'm using, AWS I'm using. All these things I'm using in my current project. Right? See, guys. Coming to prerequisites, if you guys want to attend for this DevOps with AWS course, what are the prerequisites, guys? Basic knowledge of Linux is required, guys. Basic knowledge, that is good to have, guys. I'm not saying mandatory. Even if you guys don't know about Linux also, no problem, I will take care. Even if you guys don't know about the Linux, no problem, I will take care, guys. But basic knowledge is required, that is not mandatory. Okay, coming to course content, guys. Here I have divided the course content into 7 parts. Before understanding the course, guys, before attending the course, right, we should understand the course content first. What we are going to learn, right? Here we are going to learn 15 plus tools, right? So these 15 plus tools really helpful in the future. Here we are going to learn 20 plus services. All these services are important, right? So everything you guys should know before starting your training. So that's why first you guys need to focus on the course content. Here the entire course I have divided into 7 parts. As part 1 we are going to discuss introduction of the DevOps. Part 2 we are going to discuss Linux with shell scripting. Part 3 we are going to discuss DevOps tools. 15 plus DevOps tools we are going to discuss here. Part 4 we are going to discuss AWS cloud. 20 plus AWS services we are going to discuss, guys. Part 5 real-time projects, guys. Here you guys can get complete picture what DevOps engineers will do in the companies. You guys are going to get complete picture in real-time projects sessions. Part 6, guys, you guys are going to learn Python scripting, guys. As part 7 I'm going to provide interview guide, right, and resume preparation. So this is the course content which we are going to discuss in next 3 months of the time, guys. Alright, guys, coming to part 1, what we are going to discuss in part 1, guys, what we are going to discuss in part 1. See, guys, in part 1 we are going to discuss what is DevOps, why DevOps is required, why DevOps, right here, right, what DevOps engineers will do in the companies. What is DevOps? Why DevOps is required? DevOps life cycle. We are going to discuss. Right here, what is SDLC, software development lifecycle. Methodologies in SDLC. Methodologies in SDLC I am going to discuss. Methodologies in SDLC I am going to discuss. Next, waterfall methodology. What is waterfall methodology? Next, what is agile methodology? What is agile methodology? Difference between waterfall and agile methodology. Right, all these things I am going to discuss as part 1, guys. In part 1 we are going to discuss all these things, guys. What is DevOps? Why DevOps is required? DevOps life cycle. What is the software development life cycle? What methodologies are available in SDLC? What is waterfall methodology? What is agile methodology? Difference between waterfall and agile methodology. All these things we are going to discuss as part 1. What is part 1? We are going to understand, guys, introduction of the DevOps. So this is introduction part of the DevOps, guys. Once this part 1 is completed, next part 2. Next part 2, guys. In part 2, what I am going to discuss, guys, here I am going to discuss what is operating system. What is operating system? Next, what is Windows operating system? What is Windows operating system? Right. Next, I am going to discuss what is Linux operating system. Linux operating system I will discuss. Next, distributions of the Linux operating system. Distributions of the Linux operating system. Right. Next, here Linux commands I am going to discuss. Linux commands I am going to discuss. Next, here I will discuss shell scripting. Shell scripting I am going to discuss. So all these things I am going to discuss in Linux with shell scripting sessions, guys. So this is part 2. Part 1 is the introduction of the DevOps. Part 2 is Linux with shell scripting. In Linux with shell scripting, what we are going to understand, what is operating system, right? What is a Windows operating system? What is a Linux operating system? In Linux, we have several distributions are available, right? Distributions of the Linux operating system, Linux commands and shell scripting we are going to understand as part 2. Right, guys? Next, guys, part 3. Next, guys, part 3, guys. Part 3. So what we are going to discuss part 3, guys? What we are going to discuss in part 3? Part 3, guys. What we are going to discuss in part 3? Right, guys. The main DevOps tools we are going to discuss in part 3, guys. Right. First, I will give the overview of all the DevOps tools which we are going to discuss. Right. First, I will give the overview of the DevOps tools which we are going to discuss, guys. Here, overview of DevOps tools. What we are going to discuss, those tools overview I will give it here. Next, guys, as a DevOps engineer, what is your roles and responsibilities in the company? I will discuss. Job of DevOps engineers. Job of DevOps engineers I will discuss. Next, guys, first I will give overview of all DevOps tools which we are going to discuss. Next, as a DevOps engineer, what is your job? So that we will discuss. Next, I will talk about Maven. Maven as a first tool I will start, guys. Next, I will talk about GitHub. GitHub I will discuss. Next, I will talk about Jenkins. Next I will talk about SonarQube. I will discuss. Next I will discuss Ansible. I will discuss. Next I will discuss Terraform. I will discuss. Next I will talk about, after Terraform I will talk about Docker. I will discuss. Next I will discuss about Docker Swarm. I will discuss. Next here I will discuss Kubernetes. I will discuss. Next here Tomcat I will discuss. Next here Nexus I will discuss. Right, next here I will discuss some of the ELK guys. ELK I will discuss here. Elasticsearch. I will discuss. Logstash I will discuss, and Kibana I will discuss, right, etc. These things I am going to discuss in ELK, right? So next I will talk about Grafana. Next I will talk about Prometheus. I will discuss, right? So etc. Guys. So like this we are going to discuss several DevOps tools, guys. Have a look into this DevOps tools, guys. What we are going to discuss: overview of DevOps tools I will discuss, right? As a DevOps engineer, what is your roles and responsibilities, right? Maven I will discuss, Git I will discuss, GitHub I will discuss, Jenkins we will discuss, SonarQube, Ansible. Here GitHub both, guys. GitHub both will cover. SonarQube, Ansible, Terraform, Docker Swarm, Kubernetes, Tomcat, Nexus, ELK, Grafana, Prometheus. All these things we are going to discuss, guys. In all these DevOps tools, the top most important tools, 3 we have, guys. The top most important tools are, one is Jenkins is very important for us. Docker is very important for us. Kubernetes is very important for us, guys. Right? And all these tools, the very important tool is Kubernetes, guys. Right? And Kubernetes is very difficult also compare with other tools. Kubernetes is very difficult also compare with other tools, guys. Right? Most of the people, most of the outside institute people are covering, right, just the basics on this Kubernetes, guys. Just they are completing within 3 to 4 sessions this Kubernetes, guys. But here not like that. I'm going to provide in depth. You guys are going to become masters in the Kubernetes. Right? Here I'm going to spend more than 10 days on this Kubernetes only. More than 10 days, 10 to 12 days I'm going to spend on this Kubernetes. I will provide in depth, guys. Jenkins, Docker, Kubernetes. See, guys, if you observe this Kubernetes architecture, then you guys will get to know how much content is available in the Kubernetes, guys. The Kubernetes architecture itself. See, guys, here if you guys are observe the architecture of the Kubernetes, you guys will understand. See, guys, see how many components we need to learn, guys. User interface, kubectl, right here, master node, worker nodes. Inside the master node we have API server, schedulers, controller, manager, etcd. Coming to worker nodes, we have Docker engine, kubelet, kube proxy, pods, containers. See, guys, how many components we have. We need to understand each and every component in detail, guys. We need to understand each and every component in detail. See how the request will come to the master node, how master node will process that request. Master node is not going to work anything, guys. Master node will assign the work to worker nodes. Worker nodes will work on that task, guys. And before giving that work to worker nodes, where master node will keep that work, guys, inside etcd. Etcd is a kind of data storage. Next here, scheduler will talk to worker nodes, right? Is there any space, is there any right availability, right, to work on this task? Like that, scheduler will talk to these worker nodes and scheduler will assign the work to these worker nodes. This is one process, guys, right? We need to understand each and every component in detail, guys. See how many components we have in this architecture. That architecture itself, see guys, to explain this architecture 2 hours it will take for me, guys. 2 hours is required to explain this architecture. So that much in detail we need to understand about Kubernetes, guys. Kubernetes is very important tool in the DevOps. If you guys are not strong in the Kubernetes, it is very difficult to get the job, right? Without having Kubernetes and Docker, there is no DevOps interview, right? In our entire course, the most important 3 tools are Jenkins, Kubernetes and Docker. These three are the very important tools, guys. Right here I am going to provide in detail, in depth, end to end I will provide about these 3 tools. Don't worry, right? So these are the DevOps tools which we are going to discuss, guys. Next, right, I will come to part 4. In part 4, what we are going to discuss, guys, 20 plus AWS services we are going to discuss. 20 plus AWS services we are going to discuss, guys. What 20 plus AWS services we are going to discuss? First, guys, I am going to explain what is cloud computing. What is cloud computing? Why we need to go for this cloud computing? What advantages we have with this cloud computing? I am going to discuss, guys. Here first, what is cloud computing? What is cloud computing? Advantages of the cloud computing. Advantages of cloud computing. Advantages of cloud computing. Next here, next guys, cloud computing will provide the services in 3 ways, guys. Cloud computing, if you go to any cloud, guys, whether it is AWS cloud, Azure cloud, GCP cloud, anything, cloud computing will provide the services in 3 ways. What 3 ways are available? IaaS versus PaaS versus SaaS. Right? Infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. What is infrastructure as a service? If you choose this infrastructure as a service, what you will get from the cloud provider, what you need to take care, remaining things. What you need to take care, we are going to discuss in IaaS. PaaS, if you choose PaaS, what you will get from the cloud provider and what you need to take care from yourself, that we are going to discuss. If you go with SaaS, software as a service, what cloud provider will provide and what you need to take care here, everything we are going to discuss in detail. IaaS stands for infrastructure as a service, PaaS stands for platform as a service, SaaS stands for software as a service. Okay, cloud provider is providing the services in these 3 ways. Based on your requirement, you need to choose whatever you want, guys. No one will force you to choose the services. Whatever you want, you need to choose based on your requirement. Okay, so next, after this, right, after this IaaS, PaaS, SaaS, what we are going to discuss, guys? Now we are going to discuss introduction of AWS. See, guys, so these 3 not only for the AWS. First 3 whatever I mentioned, these 3 is not only for the AWS, guys, any cloud provider. If you go with any cloud provider, so these things only you will get. And now we are going to move into our AWS, guys. Introduction of AWS. Introduction of AWS I will discuss first, guys. Right, next here I will give the I will show how to create the account. If you want to work with AWS, everyone should have the account in AWS, guys. Everyone should have the account in AWS, then only they can able to work with AWS. And if you want to work with AWS, you should have the account in AWS, guys. Here I am going to show creation of the account. Creation of account in AWS. And creation of the account in AWS I am going to show how to create the account in AWS. Next here, that I am going to discuss. Here I am going to discuss overview of the AWS services, guys. And whatever the services I am going to discuss, and that services overview I will provide. AWS services overview. AWS services overview I am going to provide it here. Guys, observe carefully up to here. And first we need to understand why we are going for this cloud. Why, guys? We can set up everything in our company only, right? Instead of doing that infrastructure setup in the companies, why we are going to this cloud computing? First, we need to understand what is cloud computing, why we need to go for cloud computing, what advantages we have with cloud computing, and how many ways cloud computing provide the services in 3 ways. What 3 ways? Infrastructure as service, platform as service, software as service. We need to understand these 3. Next, I am going to discuss introduction of AWS. What is AWS? From how long people is using this AWS services? Right, how many services AWS is providing? Everything I am going to discuss it here. Next, right, if you want to work with AWS, compulsory you should have the account in AWS. Here I am going to show how to create the account in AWS. Next, I will discuss AWS services overview. In our session, what services? I told 20 plus services we are going to learn. And all those 20 plus services overview I am going to give it here. Next, guys, after completing this, what I am going to start? After completing this, what I am going to start, guys? Here, I will discuss about regions in the AWS. In AWS, we have several regions are available. Regions in AWS. And in AWS, we have several regions are available, guys. In our India, only one region is available, which is Mumbai region. In our India, only one AWS region is available, which is Mumbai region, guys. Coming soon, one more region is going to come in Hyderabad location. Right? As of now, we have only one region in India, that is Mumbai. Right, coming soon, already some infrastructure setup is going on, right? Coming soon, one more region is going to start in India, right? Where, guys? In Hyderabad only. In Hyderabad only, one more region is going to come in future. Right, guys? After this, regions in AWS, next we are going to discuss EC2. The very important service in the AWS is EC2. If you want to create the virtual machines, I want to create Linux virtual machine, I want to create Windows virtual machine. If you want to create any kind of virtual machines, which service we need to use, guys? EC2 service we need to use. EC2 service we need to use. What is this EC2, guys? Elastic Compute Cloud. Elastic Compute Cloud. Guys, EC2 stands for not Elastic Cloud Computing. Some people will feel EC2 means Elastic Cloud Computing. No, guys. EC2 stands for what? Elastic Compute Cloud, guys. And sometimes, right, in the interviews, they will conduct some written test kind of things. Right, at that time, they will ask what is EC2 stands for. In multiple choice questions, in the options, they will give both Elastic Compute Cloud and Elastic Cloud Computing. Most of the people will choose Elastic Cloud Computing. No, that is not correct. EC2 stands for Elastic Compute Cloud. Elastic Compute Cloud, guys. What is the purpose of this EC2? By using EC2 service, we are going to create Linux virtual machines. We are going to create Linux virtual machines. Okay. Next, after this EC2, I'm going to discuss about AMI. AMI I'm going to discuss. What is AMI stands for? Amazon Mission Image. Amazon Mission Image. So this is one kind of template, guys. AMI is just one kind of image template. If you want to create Linux virtual machine, if you want to create Windows virtual machine, if you want to create any virtual machine, right, AMI is required. By using that AMI, on top of that AMI only, we are going to create the virtual machines. Right, in this AMI, we will have some basic softwares, guys. To create the virtual machines, whatever the basic softwares are required, those basic softwares are available in the AMI. Right, we need to choose which AMI you want, right, to create the Linux virtual machine. We need to choose that AMI. We need to select. Right, here we have three types of AMIs, guys. One is AWS providing AMIs are available. AWS is providing some AMIs, right? So we can choose from those AMIs, or else community AMIs are available, means like us, some other people are created AMIs and they have uploaded here. Right? Some other people created AMIs we can use, and we can create our own AMI also, custom AMI. We can create our own custom AMIs also, guys. Right? I'm going to discuss how to create the custom AMI also. I will show you how to create custom AMI also, guys. Based on our requirement, we can create our own AMI also. How to create our own AMI also, I will show you, guys. Right, guys, AMI stands for Amazon Mission Image. Right, means if you want to create the Linux virtual machine, compulsory AMI must be required. So AMI will give the basic softwares, guys. To create the Linux virtual machine, I want some operating system. Linux operating system is required, and some other softwares are required, guys. AMI will provide that, guys. AMI will provide that. If you choose the AMI, automatically you will get the operating system in the AMI also. In the AMI only, you will get the required operating system and everything. Okay. See, guys, after completing this AMI, next I'm going to discuss about EBS. EBS I will discuss, guys. What is this EBS, guys? EBS, Elastic Block Store. EBS stands for Elastic Block Store. Elastic Block Store. What is this EBS, guys? What is this Elastic Block Store? See, guys, whenever we have created the Linux virtual machine, we will get some space we will get, guys. At some volumes, we will call it as volume, guys. Some volume we will get, that is the default volume, guys. We will call it as root volume. Whenever we are created the Linux virtual machine, see, guys, let me complete. Let me take the paint. See, guys, this is my AWS cloud. This is my AWS cloud, guys. And inside this AWS cloud, what we are going to do, guys, we are going to create Linux virtual machine. AWS cloud. This is our AWS cloud. Inside this AWS cloud, we are going to create Linux virtual machine. So this is our Linux virtual machine, guys. Whenever you have created the Linux virtual machine, Linux VM. Right. With this Linux virtual machine, you will get one root volume. This is called as root volume, guys. This is called as root volume. Whenever you have created the Linux virtual machine, you will get root volume at here. Root volume. Root volume, you are going to get it here, guys. Right, with how much space, guys? If you are creating Linux virtual machine with 8 GB space, with 8 GB space, you will get one root volume, guys. One root volume. Right, inside this root volume, already operating system also will come. Right, in this root volume only, operating volume is nothing but some storage, guys. And whenever you have created the Linux virtual machine, here you will get root volume with 8 GB space. In that root volume only, operating system is available. Right now, if you want to store your project details, if you want to store your personal information, is it possible to store in the root volume? Yes, you can store. No problem, you can store, guys. But the problem is, right, whenever you will terminate this Linux virtual machine, automatically this root volume also will be terminated. And whenever you have terminated this Linux virtual machine, automatically root volume also will gone. And whatever the data you have stored inside the root volume, that data also will gone. You won't get that data, guys. Whatever personal data, whatever important data, whatever project related data you are storing inside the root volume, that data also you will lose. That's why, right, our personal data, our project related data, right, we are not recommended to store inside the root volume, guys. In that root volume, only operating system is available. Keep that one. Keep that one. Right, to maintain our personal data, we can able to create additional volumes. We can able to create additional volume, guys. This is my additional volume with some space. I will explain how much space we can give for the additional volume and everything. Right, so this additional volume we can attach with this Linux operating system. See, guys, you will get root volume, and here you are creating some more extra volume and you are attaching that additional volume, guys. Right, now whatever your data is available, that data you are going to store inside the additional volume. Once you store the data inside the additional volume, you can detach this additional volume from this Linux virtual machine, guys. But you can't able to detach this root volume. But this additional volume you can detach. See, guys, pen drives are there, hard disks are there. We are connecting pen drive to our computer. We are storing some data inside the pen drive. After that, we are removing or not. Same way, you can attach this additional volume with the Linux virtual machine. You can store the data. Once you store the data, you can detach that additional volume from the Linux virtual machine. Now, even if you terminate this Linux virtual machine, no problem. Our data is safe in the additional volume. And whenever you terminated the Linux virtual machine, only you will lose the root volume, not additional volume. And EBS stands for Elastic Block Store. How we will create the additional volumes, how we will store the data inside the additional volumes, how to attach additional volume with the Linux virtual machine, how to detach additional volume from the Linux virtual machine. Next, after detaching this additional volume, how I can able to attach this additional volume with another Linux virtual machine, how to copy the data from this additional volume to that Linux virtual machine. Everything we are going to discuss. After that, we can take the backup for these additional volumes, guys. We can take backup. How we are taking the data backup? Same way we can take the backup also for these volumes. Creating the backup for the volume is called as the snapshots. Snapshots. How to create the snapshots? How to create the backups? Right? So everything we are going to discuss in EBS. EBS stands for Elastic Block Store, guys. Elastic Block Store. Okay, so next, guys, after this Elastic Block Store, we are going to discuss very, very important topic, which is load balancing. Load balancing, guys. And in real time, we will maintain our project in multiple servers, guys, not in single server. If you maintain your project in single server, what it will happen? And sometimes you will get millions of the requests, guys. Sometimes you may get millions of the requests. If millions of requests are getting, right, if you are deployed the project only in one server, what it will happen? That server will take more time to provide the response. Sometimes the server may get crash also due to heavy traffic, guys. Due to heavy load, the server may get crash also. Simple, guys. Now I will give 10 kgs weight for you. You can easily carry the 10 kg weight from source to destination. If I give 20 kg weight, okay, you can carry from source to destination. If I give 50 kgs, okay, you can carry. If I give 100 kgs, okay, you can try. Right, suppose if I give 500 kg, if I put 500 kgs on your head, can you able to carry from source to the destination? No, it will take, you will take more time. You will take more time, guys. And how much quickly you transfer the 10 kg weight from source to destination, with that much quick, you can't able to transfer that 500 kgs weight, guys. Maybe you will fall down also with that weight, guys. Same way here also, if load is increasing on the server will take more time to provide the response. Sometimes server may get crash also with the heavy load, guys. So that's why in real time we will deploy the project in multiple servers, not in single server. Right now, when I deploy the project in multiple servers, how you will distribute the load to? How you will distribute the load to all those servers, guys? How you will distribute the load to multiple servers? when I deployed the project in multiple servers, guys, how you will distribute the load, guys? For that, we are going to use load balancer. Load balancer will take care of distributing the load to multiple servers. Understood, guys? What is the purpose of load balancer? Load balancer will distribute the load to multiple servers. Okay. Next, after load balancer, we are going to discuss ASG. ASG. ASG stands for auto scaling group. Auto scaling group. Right? See, scale up, scale down, guys. Sometimes based on the traffic, I want to increase the number of servers. Based on the traffic, I want to decrease the number of servers automatically, guys. Right? Suddenly, daily, every hour, I will get 1 lakh request. To handle that 1 lakh request, how many servers are required? I'm maintaining those many number of servers only. Suddenly, my application got a huge popularity. Suddenly traffic got increased, guys. Traffic got increased. Per hour, I'm getting 10 lakhs request. But here, I have the setup to handle 1 lakh request only per hour. 10 lakh requests are coming per hour. So, what I need to do? Again, I need to go to the market, and again I need to purchase the servers, and again we need to do the setup and everything, guys. Okay, after few days, after few hours, again my application, right, again traffic got reduced. Right, earlier how I got 1 lakh per hour, same thing I'm getting. But just now, previously, right, 2 hours back, right, 10 lakhs request came per hour. That's why I have set up everything. Now again 1 lakh only coming. What I need to do with this setup? What I need to do with this setup, guys? Waste of money, waste of time, right? So that's why, right, AWS is providing this auto scaling group, guys. Right, we don't need to set up anything, right? Based on the CPU utilization, based on some metrics, guys, automatically AWS will increase the number of servers, right? Automatically AWS will decrease the number of servers, guys. Right, we don't need to do anything. ASG stands for auto scaling group. Scale up and scale down, we will do it here. Scale up is nothing but increasing the number of servers. Scale down is nothing but decreasing the number of servers. That automatically will happen. Okay, guys. Next, after this ASG, we are going to discuss Route 53. Route 53, guys. Route 53. So what we will do with this Route 53, guys, right here we are going to do, right, DNS mapping, guys. DNS mapping we are going to do it here. See, guys, here we have www.facebook.com is there. www.gmail.com is there. Right, what these things are, guys? These are the domain names, guys. Internally, right, every application will use some load balancer, guys. That load balancer will have one URL, guys. Load balancers will have some URL. It is very big URL, guys. You guys can't able to remember that URL if you guys want to send the request. If I give Facebook URL, Facebook load balancer URL with you guys can't able to remember that URL, and you guys can't able to send the request to Facebook. If I give Gmail application load balancer URL, you guys can't able to remember. That name is too lengthy, guys. It is very difficult to remember. So that's why what we are doing, we are making simple. We are beautifying that URL. How you will beautify, guys? Right, with this Route 53 service, we are going to beautify the URLs. We are going to purchase some domain names, and we are going to map domain name with that DNS URLs, guys. With the DNS URLs, and I will give that domain name to the customers. Customers will send the request to domain name. Internally, domain name will route that request to DNS URLs. Okay, how to do that mapping we are going to discuss in Route 53. Next, guys, after this Route 53, I will talk about, after this Route 53, next service which we are going to discuss is S3 bucket. S3 bucket, guys. This is the storage, guys. Simple storage service. S3 stands for simple storage service. Here we are going to store unlimited data. We are going to store unlimited data inside the S3 bucket, guys. How to create the S3 bucket, how to upload the data inside the S3 bucket, everything we are going to discuss it here. Next, after S3, I am going to talk about RDS. RDS, guys. These are the database concepts. RDS stands for Relational Database Service. Relational Database Service. Right, we will create the database and we will give those details, database configuration details to the development team. Development team will use those details to store the data, to update the data, to delete the data, to perform all these activities, guys. Right, we need to create the database and we need to share the details to development team. Next, guys, after RDS we are going to discuss DynamoDB. DynamoDB, what is this DynamoDB, guys? This is NoSQL. This is NoSQL, guys. RDS is the SQL database. RDS is the SQL database, guys, relational data, right? But DynamoDB is the NoSQL database. It is unstructured format. The relational database is the structured format, guys. Everything will be proper in tabular format, rows and columns. That is the structured format, guys. But coming to DynamoDB, this is NoSQL, means no structure, guys. We are going to store the data in the form of key value pairs. Key value pairs in the DynamoDB. In RDS, we are going to store the data in the form of structured format, tabular format, guys. Okay, here we are going to discuss both RDS and DynamoDB, both we are going to discuss. Right, so next we are going to discuss VPC. This is very important service, guys. VPC, virtual private cloud, guys. Whenever we are going to AWS will provide one default VPC, guys. But instead of using default VPC, based on our requirement, we can create our own VPC also. VPC, how to create the VPCs, right? Here we are going to discuss what is VPC, what is the subnet, right? What is internet gateway, what is the internet gateway, and here we are going to discuss what is VPC peering, how two VPCs will communicate each other, how two subnets will communicate each other, everything we are going to discuss, right? IP, creating the IPs, guys, IPs, CIDR blocks, right? Everything we are going to discuss. This VPC is very important, guys. Very important, and this is right, one of the lengthy service also. Right, we need to spend around 4 days on this VPC only. Right, after VPC, I'm going to discuss about. After VPC, I'm going to talk about CloudWatch. CloudWatch, guys. We will use this CloudWatch for monitoring purpose, guys. Right, we will use CloudWatch for monitoring purpose. Once you deployed the application, once you created the infrastructure in the AWS cloud, how that infrastructure is working, how the application is working, everything we need to monitor. So whatever the CloudWatch is available, that CloudWatch we need to add to Linux virtual machine. Guys, and we will set one alarm to this CloudWatch, guys. CloudWatch will monitor that EC2 Linux virtual machine. Right, I will put one, right, I will put one condition, guys. If my CPU utilization is reached 10%, my CPU utilization is reached 10%, right, I want to send one message to the stakeholders, guys. CloudWatch will monitor that. If CPU utilization is reached to 10%, CloudWatch will trigger the alarm, guys. Here we need to set one alarm. Right, CloudWatch will trigger the alarm, guys. Right, here alarm will send one message to the queue topic. Here we are going to take SNS topic, guys. Right, alarm will send the message to SNS topic. Inside the SNS, we need to configure some subscribers. SNS will send the message to subscribers, because whoever subscribed with SNS, right, SNS will send that message to all the subscribers. Here we are going to discuss CloudWatch for monitoring purpose. Next, here we are going to discuss Elastic Beanstalk, guys. Elastic Beanstalk. We are going to discuss Elastic Beanstalk, guys. What is this Elastic Beanstalk, guys? Right, this is one of the platform as service, guys. Right, here AWS will provide everything, guys. AWS will provide entire platform. Right, just we need to focus on the application development. Once you develop the application, you don't need to set up the infrastructure. Just create one WAR file or jar file for your application and give that jar file to the Elastic Beanstalk. That will take care everything. Infrastructure setup and everything that Elastic Beanstalk only will take care. We don't need to worry. Just we need to focus on the application development. Once application development is complete, completed, give that application to this Elastic Beanstalk. Elastic Beanstalk will take care. It will create whatever the infrastructure is required based on your project. It will create and it will deploy that project into the server. We no need to worry, guys. Elastic Beanstalk we are getting as platform as a service in the AWS. Remaining all the things are infrastructure as service, guys. But this Elastic Beanstalk is platform as service we are going to get. Right. So next we are going to discuss cloud formation. Cloud formation, guys. Cloud formation we are going to discuss. Right. What is the purpose of this cloud formation, guys? By using cloud formation, we can set up the infrastructure as code. Here, AWS is providing two options to create the infrastructure, guys. One is by using GUI, second one is by using code. And GUI is available to create the infrastructure. At the same time, we can write some code, guys. We can write some code to create the infrastructure, that is cloud formation. What code we need to write to create the infrastructure, everything we will discuss it here. Okay? Cloud formation. And by using cloud formation, we can create the infrastructure by using code. Right, guys. After this, we will discuss SQS. SNS we are going to discuss. SNS, notification service, simple notification service. Right here, SQS we will discuss queue service, simple queue service. Next, right here, next we will discuss SES also, simple email service we will discuss. Simple email service we will discuss, guys. Next we will talk about ECS, Elastic Container Service we will discuss. ECS, Elastic Container Service. Elastic Container Service we will discuss it here. Next, guys, ECS we will discuss. Next, Lightsail we will discuss. Next Lightsail we will discuss it, and I will explain about the billing information. Right, billing information also. See, guys, all these are the AWS services which we are going to discuss, guys. No one will provide these many number of service when you attend for DevOps with AWS sessions, guys. When you attend for DevOps with AWS, no one will explain these many number of services, guys. But here we are going to discuss each and every service with the practicals. In detail, we are going to discuss each and every service, guys. Have a look into this, guys. As part 4, what we are going to discuss? As part 4, we are going to discuss AWS services. AWS Cloud we are going to discuss. In AWS Cloud, we are going to cover all these things, guys. Okay. At part 5, real-time project I am going to show. Part 6, Python scripting we are going to discuss. Part 7, interview guide and resume preparation. This is our course content, guys. Next 3 months journey. Right, we are going to discuss all these things, guys. Guys, try to understand what I mentioned here. First, part 1, we are going to discuss introduction of the DevOps, guys. Right, next, guys, already I told Linux with shell scripting is basics of the Linux commands are required, guys. See here, what I am planning is, instead of discussing these Linux part in regular sessions, right, better to have the sessions on weekends, guys. I will take some sessions on weekends for this Linux, guys. Why we need to disturb our regular sessions? If I spend regular sessions, right? If I spend regular days, right, I need to spend minimum 10 days only on this Linux, guys. If I spend minimum 10 days on this Linux, I can't able to complete the course within 3 months. It will extend, guys. It will extend. So that's why I am planning to discuss this Linux part on weekends, guys. Right. After completing our introduction on the DevOps, I will go with this DevOps tools first, guys. DevOps tools. Parallelly on weekends, I will discuss Linux commands also. Okay. Right. In DevOps tools, see, guys. First, in introduction part, we are going to discuss, right, what is the DevOps, why DevOps is required, DevOps lifecycle, what is SDLC, methodologies in SDLC, waterfall methodology, what is agile methodology, differences between waterfall and agile methodologies. Right. So next, in Linux, what we are going to discuss, what is operating system, what is Windows operating system, what is Linux operating system, what distributions are available in Linux operating system, Linux commands and shell scripting. Next, DevOps tools, guys. Here we are going to learn 15 plus DevOps tools. Right. First, we are going to discuss overview of the DevOps tools. Job of the DevOps engineer: Maven, GitHub, Jenkins, Sonar, Ansible, Terraform, Docker, Docker Swarm, Kubernetes, Tomcat, Nexus, ELK, Grafana, Prometheus. All these things we are going to discuss in DevOps. Next, I'm going to start AWS, guys. In AWS, we are going to discuss 20 plus services. What we are going to discuss in AWS? What is cloud computing? Advantages of cloud computing, IaaS versus PaaS versus SaaS, introduction of AWS, creating the account in AWS, AWS services overview, regions and availability zones in AWS, regions and availability zones in AWS. Regions and availability zones in AWS, EC2, AMI, EBS, load balancing, ASG, Route 53, S3 bucket, RDS, DynamoDB, VPC, CloudWatch, Elastic Beanstalk, CloudFormation, SNS, SQS, SCS, ECS, Lightsail, right? All these are the services which we have in AWS. Each and every service, guys, I'm telling you guys will get 100% subject. You guys will get 100% confidence on the subject. So in that way, I'm going to teach each and every service with the practical, guys. In front of you guys only, I will discuss everything. Okay. After that, I'm going to discuss the real-time project. In real-time project, entire setup I'm going to do in front of you guys only. And in my company, how I am doing the setup, same way I'm going to do in front of you guys. If you guys attend for this real-time project, in the companies, you guys can work as 3 to 4 years experience candidate, guys. You guys can behave like 3 to 4 years experienced people. So that much confidence you guys are going to get on this real-time project. So after that, I'm going to discuss Python scripting. Here we need some of the Python basic scripting also required. That scripting also I'm going to discuss. Next, interview guide and resume preparation. Okay, I will take 2 hour session on the resume preparation. Here, whatever we learned in our sessions, 15 DevOps tools, 20 plus AWS services, Python scripting, Linux, shell scripting, everything we need to update. We need to mention in the resume, right? How to upload, how to update all this information in the resume. I'm going to cover. Okay, guys. Fine. So next, guys, course details, guys. Course details. Duration of the course, guys. Duration of the course, 3 months is required, guys. 3 months, minimum 3 months is required, guys. Right? If any festivals are there, right, 1 week or 10 days plus or minus, it will happen. Right, guys, I'm not going to skip single topic also. Here, whatever I mentioned, everything with the practicals in detail, I'm going to discuss, guys. Right, the course duration is 3 months. Most of the people are asking how we can complete this much of content within 3 months of the time. Right, how we can complete this much of content within 3 months of the time. Most of the people are asking, guys. And here I'm not going to spend 1 hour per day, guys. 1.5 hours I'm going to spend. If required, I will take extra hours on Saturdays and Sundays, guys. Right, I'm not going to skip anything, and I will try to finish within the time also. If required, I will take extra sessions on Saturdays and Sundays. Here, what is our course name, guys? Our course name is Linux plus DevOps plus AWS plus Python scripting. Everything we are going to cover, right? Everything we are going to discuss, guys. Whatever the scripting related stuff is there, Linux scripting, Python scripting, so those things we will discuss on weekends, guys. Right, instead of disturbing our regular days, right, I will discuss these concepts on weekends, guys. Right, if you guys want, right, if you guys, whenever you guys have, right, I will share the videos of the Linux, guys. Right, before you guys want to go through, you can go through. Anyway, I will cover. Right, if you guys want, you can go through that videos also, Linux videos also. Okay, anyway, I will discuss, guys. On weekends, I will discuss anyway. If you guys have the time, then you can go through the Linux videos also parallelly. Okay, next, guys, after completing this, duration of the course 3 months, guys. Right, next, guys, here daily class notes. Daily class notes I will provide. See, guys, I'm not going to download the class notes from anywhere. I'm not going to download the class notes from anywhere, guys. while explaining the topic in front of you guys only, each and everything I will mention here, guys. Each and everything I will write in the notepad, because right, instead of you guys, I am preparing the notes for you. You guys not required to take any running notes or nothing. Just to focus on the subject what I am explaining. Here I am writing the notes for you. I'm writing the notes, guys. Now how I have typed everything on the notepad, same way daily whatever I'm explaining, everything I will mention in the notepad in front of you guys only. Once our class is completed, I will share the notes with you guys. I will share the notes. You guys not required to take any running notes. Just to focus on the subject. How practically I'm doing the things, just to focus on that. That's it, guys. Okay. Daily class notes I will provide, and class recordings also will be provided with 3 months access. Daily class recordings also will be provided with 3 months access. Guys, these records you guys can't able to download, right? Only you can able to watch in online, guys. In Zoom, right? Sorry, in Zoom you can able to watch in online, right? With the only 3 months access. After 3 months access, right, those records will gone, right? Why? Because due to some storage. So due to some storage issues, we can't able to keep these videos more time, guys. Right? After 3 months, automatically, right, those videos, those recorded videos, whatever we have in the Zoom, it will gone, guys. Okay, with the 3 months access, you guys can able to revise, repeat. You guys can watch your videos, guys. Right? So next, guys. Next. See, guys, duration of the course is 3 months. Daily class notes I will provide. Daily class recordings I will provide, guys. Right? What is the class timings, guys? Class timings. Right? Daily Monday to Saturday. Monday to Saturday, guys. Daily morning 7:45 class will start, guys. 7:45 to 9:15. 7:45 to 9:15, and 1.5 hour session. 1.5 hour session. AM, guys. AM. 7:45 AM to AM IST, guys. To 9:15. 9:15 AM IST. Daily class timings Monday to Saturday 7:45 to 9:15, guys. Only DevOps will take approximately 2 months it will take, guys. 2 months it will take. Why? Because Jenkins, Docker and Kubernetes we are going to discuss in detail. In depth we are going to discuss, guys. Jenkins, Docker, Kubernetes will take 1 month of the time. Only Jenkins, Docker, Kubernetes will take 1 month of the time, guys. Okay. Monday to Saturday 7:45 to 9:15 class timings, guys. Morning AM, guys. See, guys, this is the course details. Duration of the course 3 months. And in this 3 months we are going to cover Linux, DevOps, AWS, Python scripting. Right, daily class notes I will provide. Right, daily class recordings also I will provide it with 3 months access. Class timings Monday to Saturday 7:45 AM to 9:15 AM, guys. IST. Okay, guys. So now if you guys have any questions, you guys can ask. I'm going to unmute, guys. Right now you guys ask your questions. Right. So this is our course content, guys. Anybody have any questions in this course content? You guys can ask now. No questions, huh? Everything is clear? Guys, once you guys are attended for this course, right, 100% you guys will get 3 to 4 years of experience. You guys will get, guys. How 3 to 4 years? So simple, guys. Right, I'm checking with the people whoever joined, right? Whoever joined in the companies, right, our old students, guys. I'm checking with them. What you are doing in the company? No one is not using. No one is using all the tools which we learned, guys. Compare with the company people. Our students learn. Our students know more things, guys. And already, whoever working in the companies, compare with them. Our students learn more, know more things, guys. They are working only few of the tools only, but our students can work on any tool. Here, right, people, right, they are working only Jenkins, some people are working only Terraform, some people are working only Kubernetes, some people are working, guys. But our students can work on anything. Our students can work on anything, guys. Here I'm going to show you entire end to end. I'm going to show at GitHub, Jenkins, Maven, Sonar, Ansible, Terraform, Nexus, Docker, Kubernetes, everything end to end. I'm going to set up, guys. And with that, you guys will get minimum 4 years of experience, candidates. That much of experience you guys will get, guys. Guys, subject wise, no compromise, guys. Each and everything in detail, practically, I will show. But what I am expecting from you guys, minimum 2 hours daily practice is required. Right? So, daily, guys. Today, if I discuss anything, today itself, you guys need to complete the tasks. Tomorrow, I will ask the questions. All right, what we discussed in yesterday's session. Right? So, I will pick anyone in our session and I will ask them, guys. They need to respond, guys. Here, two-way communication is required. Then only people can understand more. One-way communication is not enough, guys. I know multiple batches I'm teaching all these things, guys. I'm not learning newly all these things. Right? If you guys, right, the things will come from your mouth, right? Then you guys also will get more confidence, guys. Okay? Two-way communication is required. Right? If you guys have any questions, don't wait. You guys can raise your questions. I'm here I'm here to explain, guys. And while practicing also, if you guys face any issues, just take the screenshot and put in the Telegram group. Here we are going to create Telegram group, guys. And in the Telegram group only, we will share our class notes and class recordings, everything. While practicing, if you guys face any issues, take the screenshot and put it in the Telegram group. I will respond for your issues. You guys not required to wait next session, guys. If you guys have any issues, don't wait until next session. Immediately take a screenshot, put it in the group. I will respond for that. Okay, guys. Is it clear? Anyone have any questions? Yeah, Pawan. Pawan's getting some background noise. We are getting some background noise, Pawan.
If I'm audible, sir.
Yeah, fine. Fine, Pawan, tell me.
Hello?
Yeah, Pawan, I'm hear you.
Sir, audit placement and what will after the gaining real-time experience, how much salary package we can expect?
So you are going to join as a fresher experience?
Experience only, sir. 3+.
3+. Guys, here, minimum after completing this course, guys, for 3+ candidates, placements option is not required, guys. Right, after completing this course, I will explain the resume preparation, right? Right, same day, just upload your resume in Naukri, guys. Per day, you will get 10 to 15 calls, guys. Right. So for freshers placements, they can ask. Why? Because compare with experienced people, for freshers, openings are very less, right? They can expect the placement opportunities, guys. But for experienced people, whoever going to put the experience, those people don't think for that placements, guys. Just upload your resume in the Naukri or Monster. You guys will get 10 calls per day minimum. Right. But coming to salary, guys. Right, for experienced people, you guys can expect experience into 4 lakhs minimum, guys, not maximum. That is minimum. Experience into 4 lakhs, you guys can expect the minimum. Suppose if you guys are putting 3 years of the experience, 3 into 4, 12 to 15 lakhs minimum you guys can get.
Okay.
Minimum, guys, 12 to 15 lakhs minimum. Experience into 4 lakhs minimum you guys can expect. Very good opportunities are available for DevOps with AWS, guys. Okay, any other questions, guys, please?
As a non-technical background person, is it suggestible to keep 3+ years experience?
Yes, no problem. Here we are going to provide in that content, in that much content, guys. You guys attend for this course, right? Forget about non-technical, technical. That you guys will behave like 3 to 4 years experience candidate. Forget about that background, guys. You are coming from technical side or non-technical side. What we have here, nothing, right? We are not writing any code, right? Right. All are based on commands only. We are going to do. For to attend for this DevOps with AWS, any technical background is not required, guys. Anyone can able to attend. Whether you are coming from technical side or non-technical side or civil engineer or mechanical or BCom, anything. Anyone can learn easily DevOps with AWS. Here I'm going to show everything practically, right? I'm here to explain. If you guys are not clear about the topic, if you guys are not understand, please raise your hands. I'm here to explain multiple times, not a problem. Right? But in classroom itself, you guys need to get everything. Right? Before leaving the session, you guys should get everything, guys. Whatever we discussed in the class, everything should be registered in your minds. Don't go with empty brains, guys. Don't go with empty mind. Right? Whatever we discussed, you need to get in classroom itself. Right? So in that way, I will provide each and every topic. Even if you guys not understand, just raise your hand. Once again, I will explain the things. Forget about that background, guys. Whether you guys are coming from technical side or non-technical side, I am here to take care everything.
Okay, and coming to certifications, is it mandatory to get
As of now, certifications are don't do any certifications, guys. Once you guys are joined in the company, right? Companies will sponsor the certifications, guys. Companies, every quarter companies will sponsor the certificates. Right? At that time, they will give the money, guys. Why you guys are need to spend your money? Don't spend money from your pocket for certifications. Companies will sponsor. In companies, you guys can do. Right? In my companies, guys, I have done my Java certifications. Java set 2 certifications I have done. Cloud certifications I have done, guys. Everything is sponsored by companies only. Don't spend your money. Right? Once guys are joined in the companies, then you guys think about the certifications. Right? Just talk to your managers. Your manager will give that opportunity to do the certifications, and once you clear that certification exam, you can reimburse that amount. Company will provide that amount to you. Don't spend the money from your pocket for certifications, guys. Now it is not required. Now it is not required, the certifications. You guys are not required to do any certifications now. First try to enter inside the company, then you guys can do the certifications.
Okay. So same timings are available for offline batch also?
No, not offline is not available, guys. Only online batch. This is online. I'm not from Hyderabad, guys. This is online batch.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
First, you're going to learn DevOps, and after that, you're going to teach AWS, right, sir?
Correct.
And for learning DevOps, it takes 2 months, right, sir?
Yes.
Okay.
Guys, if you want, you guys, if anybody interested to attend parallelly DevOps AWS, right, evening 9 o'clock from Monday onwards, AWS is going to start. You guys can attend parallelly both, guys.
Okay. Sir, I'm looking only DevOps for that purpose I'm asking, sir.
Okay, first year I'm going to start DevOps only.
Okay.
In this batch, I'm going to start DevOps, guys. For anybody wants to attend parallelly both, you guys can do parallelly, guys. There is no dependency. You guys can do both parallelly. There is no dependency, guys. So AWS, you guys can attend evening time at 9 o'clock. Evening 9 p.m. AWS is going to start from Monday. It's same. I'm only teaching there also. That you guys can attend both parallelly. And here in morning batch, I'm going to start DevOps first.
Okay, sir. Okay. Got it.
Still anyone have any questions? Please, anybody have any questions? Please ask. Okay, guys. If you guys don't have the question, I'm stopping the session here. Tomorrow, I'm going to start with our part 1 introduction of the DevOps, guys. Tomorrow, I'm going to explain what is DevOps, why DevOps, DevOps lifecycle. These 3 things I'm going to cover in tomorrow's session. Okay. Fine, guys. Tomorrow we have the class at same time. Guys. And from Monday onwards, class will start at 7:45 to 9:15, guys. Right, okay, tomorrow. Anyway, people are joining 7:45 only today also. Okay, same time you guys can join tomorrow also. First, tomorrow I'm going to start part 1. In part 1, I'm going to discuss what is DevOps. Guys, tomorrow you guys will get complete picture where DevOps is coming to the picture in the companies, guys. In the real-time projects, where DevOps will come into the picture, you guys can understand in tomorrow session. Okay, fine, guys.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, tomorrow we will connect. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.